All right, here we go. The revs are coming up. And the gate is down. Here we go. Firing into turn number 1, Open Pro Sport. Stasic hole shot looks like it is going to go to that 37 machine. 37 of Mitchell France got to the corner first, but a lot of guys swept around the outside into the second corner. Coming down, that's a 34 right there. Bryce Shelley trying to take the lead, but it looks like he's just going to hold off as the 75 of Evan Ferry moves into the 2 spot. Whoa, a couple guys getting sideways through the commandments.
Open Pro Sport firing there through the 10 commandments.
So Shelley leads from Ferry as we head out into the back, and we're jumping out into Storyland. Everybody jockeying for those early positions. Our early hole shot winner was Mitchell France. And let's see how they fan out as we come through Storyland. Ferry swings out a little bit wide. He blocks the line off. Coming around the outside right there. That's a 61. 61 of Noah Viney also right there in the mix.
And back to the 34 we see on the screen.
So Shelley and Ferry still 1 and 2. Got a Yamaha rider moving right up there into the 3rd spot. Whoa, we got a rider down on the outside. That is the 24 machine of Brad West. Picks it up, loses several positions.
Kellen, we got the makings of the perfect storm right here, brother. We got Bryce Shelley up front. We've got a whole pack of Open Pro Sport riders hot on his heels. Now, I got to tell you, I know for a fact he's put in the time. He's done the work. You're not going to wear this guy down. You're not going to outsmart this guy. You're just going to have to outwork him, and I don't know if you can do that either, man. Bad news for the rest of the pack when the number 34 gets out front. Evan Ferry, been in this position before on the number 75, knows what it takes. Right now, he's in the catbird seat. He can watch Shelley's lines, but Shelley has the clean air. He has control of the racetrack, Jackson, and that is huge this early in the race.
It most definitely is, Megawatt. Like you're saying, Bryce Shelley, the number 34, out front. Evan Ferry on the number 75 machine in second. As you can see on your screen, Evan Ferry making his way up as they go into the 10 commandments here.
Yeah, this is shaping up to be a great battle with Noah Viney also getting in the mix right there on the 61. Keep an eye on Daxton Bennick. He just moved into the 4th spot on that 41. So he was able to get around Keegan Rowley into the 4th spot. And it is definitely tightening up our 3 leaders basically in the same corner. Viney trying to go around the outside is going to move into that 2 spot. He got around Evan Ferry up to the inside going into Storyland.
And let me tell you, Kellen, that's part of the program right there. He was studying Ferry. He set that thing up a half a lap ago, didn't he? He was scoping it out. He knew exactly what he had to do, and that's what he implemented right there. Now, coming up behind him, you're going to see Rolly. Dax Bennick, of course, on that number 41. We're expecting some good laps out of him here in just a moment. Look, going on the attack right now.
Yeah, well, Ferry was able to just sneak back by Viney as they came out of Storyland, and now Bennick is all over Viney there on that 61. So our 4 leaders are kind of just getting a little bit of a gap established on the rest of the field, but Bennick is right there.
Man, Viney tucked that front end just for a slight second there. I thought he was going out the front end. Look at this. Ferry, like you said, answers. Now starts to open out a 3-way battle, Kellen.
Well, 2 of them launched into the sand. Ferry kept it on there right behind Viney, so Viney was able to get back into the 2 spot. Bennick down the inside passes Ferry on the inside line of the sand to move into 3rd. They're still chasing Shelley out front as they go to battle for this 2nd place.
I tell you, this plays into Shelley's hands. These guys battling with themselves right now. A lot of times, you'll be able to push each other forward, Kellen. That's not the case right here. They're slowing each other up.
Absolutely.
Okay, one of these guys, and now I believe it might be Bennick. Bennick's going to take control of the situation. If he gets past these guys, I believe he'll be able to open the gap.
Yeah, well, Viney made just a small bobble as he came over that tunnel jump. He kind of got kicked sideways and landed on the left side. It was able to set him up for the next corner a little bit better, but Bennick is looking for every opportunity he can to make this pass looking inside, looking outside as Viney cuts the line down, holds that inside spot to go through this corner and head towards the Kemetic corner into the 10 Commandments.
Kellen Viney almost hesitated. He wasn't sure almost what to do right there. And look at this. Bennick senses the weakness right now. He saw the hesitation. Can he get to the inside? No. Viney able to close it off right there. Bennick resets. Viney loves it for now. He grabs a handful, opens up about 3 bikes, keeps that momentum wide as he goes through the rollers.
Well, it looks almost as though Bennick is pushing Viney up to Shelley a little bit. They're starting to kind of get that gap down just ever so slightly.
Cool observation, Kellen, because when it's a 2-man battle, now we're pushing each other. When it's a 3-man battle, we're just slowing each other down.
Yeah, too many lines having to be blocked when you have 2 riders going at you at the same time. But look at that, Bennick around the outside as they exit Storyland, tripling to the inside here. He's going to make that pass on Viney in a second.
Yeah, I believe Bennick's going to be able to make it stick as well. Once he gets past, he's going to win that mental battle, is exactly what's going to happen. I'm not saying Viney won't be able to close the gap or get back up on him, but I believe it's going to give Bennick definitely some breathing room.
Well, Bennick looks feisty and ready to go after Shelley already. He's wasting no time to catch up to the 34 out front. Goes around that outside, scrubbing this triple. They're all going to launch into the sand section right here around that Polysport pond, and Bennick might not be wasting too much time in this second position.
No, not at all. And it's the battle everybody wanted to see. They wanted to see Bennick versus Shelley, and that's exactly what's happening right now.
Bennick through the inside of the sand. Shelley got hung up in the sand a little bit. Daxton Bennick, your new race leader here in Open Pro Sport.
On lap number 3, you saw it just before the finish line. A big mistake there. Bobbled, swapped the front end in that sand section. Shelley smelled blood in the water, capitalized on the situation. Now, let's see, Kellen. Does he immediately gap him, or does he pace himself for just a bit? Long moto in this one.
Well, it looks like he is trying to sprint away and maybe get a little bit of a gap established before he settles back into a pace. Just checking lap times. He did do a 1:56.9, just reset the fastest lap of the race by doing so. If we look down the order a little bit, everyone else also in the 1:58s, 1:59 range, but the guy that he just passed by Shelley at that 2 flat obviously lost a little bit of time.
I got to keep your eye on the number 15 at Gavin Towers. He's a little bit quicker than some of the guys ahead of him, but you know, the farther up the ladder we go, the harder it is to climb, big guy.
Absolutely, absolutely. I was also keeping an eye on Julien Beaumer, who had made it up into the 7th spot. Looks like he made a small bobble, though. He is back to 11th, and he was one of our faster riders in the practice sessions yesterday, so not a good look right now for Beaumer, but he's trying to turn it around as we got a pack of riders battling out into Storyland behind our race leaders.
Yeah, there's a pack back there, and what that tells me, exactly what we predicted yesterday. These guys are going to battle. It's bragging rights. Let me tell you something. 16th sounds better than 17th, Kellen. Okay?
Position higher than where you're at.
You better believe it, man. And that's how you want to go home. That you want to hang your head high. You tried your hardest. And you're going to see maybe the best battle of the day for 21st position because they want top 20.
Yeah, well, I mean, even those positions, it sets you up better for the next moto. Get a better gate pick and obviously a better standing in the overalls. As you move on in the week, you want to have just that little better position each moto so that you can maybe move up into the top 10 overall down there.
No question, dude. It's the long game down here. It's all about the long game. You're not going to win this thing with a putt. Not going to happen, man. You're not going to drop a 3-footer in there and call it a championship, okay? You're going to have to win this one in the long game. Period. Let's plan. We got 3 motos. You're going to ride multiple classes. Now we got 6 motos. Listen, you have to manage it all. We have to manage the equipment. We have to manage the mentality. And we have to manage the condition. That's the bottom line.
Absolutely. So, resetting the race order at the moment right now, Daxton Bennick leads from Bryce Shelley. Noah Viney in 3rd from Evan Ferry in 4th. Parker Ross rounding out our top 5 as Avery Long now moves up into 6th. He just got around Jacob Hayes on the 90. Gavin Towers now into 8th as he and Julien Beaumer shuffle Joshua Boaz back with Mark Finnis also moving up to 11th. So we're seeing some shuffling around out there, just outside the top 5.
There's a lot of green happening on that screen, Kellen. That tells us guys are going to work. Guys are feeling comfortable right now. They're feeling the pace. They feel where they're supposed to be on the track, and they're going for it right now. I turned around, I heard Weege in my ear just a second ago. He said, wow, there is still 17 minutes left. It's a long race, bro, okay? And there's so much action happened already. You know what I mean? That there's, 16 minutes left, and we've seen a dozen passes inside the top 10.
Looks like Parker Ross made the move, I believe, on Evan Ferry there around 10 Commandments. And, Noah Viney is there right now. We have got a battle for the number 2 spot brewing. Shelley, Viney, and don't count out Parker Ross on the number 12. He's starting to roll up. We're going to have a 3-way battle for 2nd.
Absolutely. Parker Ross, you've called him since he's on 50s. We've been here since he was a kid. That guy brings it each and every time. And late in the race, typically.
Yeah, well, we changed to the 25 minutes last year, and it made a huge difference how these motos unfolded, and it is right now. Noah Viney up the inside, takes 2nd, almost gets bumped by Shelley, who's looking to fight back, but Noah Viney up to the number 2 spot.
Yeah, Viney earned out. He was sitting back there. He was making a plan, wasn't he, Cullen?
Oh, he was.
He hit the button. He made it happen. I got to tell you, he was one rut away from missing that one. Absolutely. That one could have been bad as it went good.
Yeah, and Shelley almost ran into the back of him
Right.
as well. Shelley's trying to come back, and he has to, because he has Parker Ross right behind him. This is second, third, and fourth. You're watching on your screen as they head to the finish line jump, and still a long way to go. 15 minutes left in this moto. Can Ross make a bid for the podium here?
Just a couple quick updates behind this battle. I saw Jacob Hayes tip over after the commandments, so he is going to fall down. He was in 7th, is going to lose a couple positions. Also saw the 4 of Jaden Clough. His bike is getting carted away right now, so unfortunately he's out of this moto.
Wow, big story there. I didn't even notice that, Kellen. That is huge right there. I hate to see a mechanical for anybody, especially a contender.
Absolutely.
No question about that. Mark Fennis moves up Lux Turner, Deluxe Turner, as they come through. 9th place this time, rounding out the top 10 is going to be Joshua Boaz. But still, look at this. There comes Heath Harrison in that number 11 spot. He's going to be in this thing until the checkered flag flies, Kellen. And I promise you, he's not done with 11th position.
100%. Heath Harrison was so feisty at the ranch here a couple years ago, battling at the front of these pro sport classes, and it looks like he wants to run down some of these young guns and show them what's up.
Yeah, he's out there like 6:30 this morning. He's doing chin-ups in the pit. All about him. He said, gosh, it's a little breezy today. You know, he wants it to get hot. You know, that's who.
Shelley has lost a little ground now in third, battling it out with Viney and Ross. And then you got Avery Long started to make his move up. He's in 5th, pushing Ferry down to 6th. Man, a lot of the big names in this class did not get the starts. I'm going to assume that's due to gate picks. So Avery Long moving up, Gavin Towers moving up, Finnis moving up. Julian Beaumer was further up. He is now in 12th, so he must have had a problem. Beaumer, one of the heavy hitters coming into this in the number 12 spot right now.
No question. And you mentioned Long. Again, a 157. Guys ahead of him running 158, 201, 159. The guy's cruising right now, dude. The guy knows exactly what he needs to do. I'm sure they've told him on the pit board how much time is left. He's starting to manage his race right now, looking good.
Got a couple guests up here we're going to talk to at the tower with 13 minutes to go. We got Jack Chambers hanging out with us. Supposed to be in Europe, bro. Supposed to be racing MXGP and representing the USA over there, but you had a little setback, Jack.
Yeah, I ended up breaking my ankle in Germany. And but hey, I'm here this week hanging out with everybody, and I'll be back in a couple weeks starting in hopefully Turkey, and then do the last 3 rounds.
Yeah, so the team's cool with it. They're going to leave the spot open for you when you come back.
Yep, and for next year as well. So yeah, I'm super excited.
Pretty funny to hear this deal came about, but I knew the connection. You pretty close with Zach Osborne, and he rode for the team you're on now back in the day, right?
Yep. Yeah, same owner, same everyone that's on the team. Actually, same people, mechanics and everything. So yeah, it just kind of came about. Zach texted me and was like, "You want to go race in Europe?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm interested." Like, just kind of needed to change from pace of what I was doing. Bike here wasn't working too good for me, and I got over there and immediately felt comfortable in the Kawasaki with only a couple days on the bike.
So Jack Chambers, do you feel like you're learning some stuff as we watch the Honda riders battle Viney and Ross? This is for second place. Good battle at Storyland. Do you feel you're learning stuff that's going to help you overall as a rider living in Europe?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's weird because I went over there and riding all the gnarly tracks over there, and I used to struggle a bit here at Loretta's with the ruts and stuff, but one of the gnarliest tracks in France had the most ruts and had one of my best finishes there. So yeah, looking at the track now, I feel like mentally I look at it maybe a lot easier than back in the day when I had all the pressure to you know, podiums and everything here that I had on my mind. But yeah, it's cool to watch these guys battle, and I know Noah's been riding in Canada, doing a lot of races, so and he's got Rhino behind him, you know, putting all the pieces of the puzzle together for him, but he looks like he's doing it pretty well.
He is. That's good stuff from Jack Chambers. We'll get him back in the MX2 class.
Yeah, I always love when Chambers is in the booth,
Yeah.
man. You do such a great job.
Good job.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely, man. Has that knowledge of some things we don't even get. Yeah, absolutely. He's international now, bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Oh, yeah.
International.
Absolutely.
I don't know if he's a man of mystery,
he's
but
not
he is
the local
international.
Playboy no more. He's international.
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good to have Jack Chambers up at the tower. Let's update you. I think it's Avery Long who's looking to make some moves right now. And this is just, as Kellen and Megawatt, you mentioned, this is just trying to keep yourself in position for the overall later in the week. Avery Long trying to salvage something here. Up to 4th.
Avery Long now had another good lap. Got slowed up there a moment ago. Looked like he had just a bit of a bobble, and I thought he was trying to make a move when that happened. So now he's back down to that 159. But Viney a 201 last time around. 158, 159 for Bennett. Pretty consistent right there. So the real battle for Long, get on that podium right now, really solidified. Is he out of it? Not by any means. Let me tell you, if 4 is your bad day, you had a good day today at the ranch, right? If 4 is your bad day.
Yes, you're keeping yourself in contention. Avery Long, part of the Club MX group over there. That's where he does his riding and training, and they're going to need all the training right now because he's got to dig deep late, battling it out.
Yeah, that was Viney who just kind of stood up in that rut, leaving the commandments. So you can see Long is all over him. He's trying to figure out some lines that might work to get around Viney. But then we also have this battle right behind them. That's Shelley and Towers. Towers has finally caught up to the tail end of this group, and he's all over Bryce Shelley.
Yeah, Towers trying to ride the short track. Look at him. He's working the edges right now. He knows what he needs to do. He has to ride the least real estate. He has to make this track as short as possible, Kellen. That's exactly what he's doing. But Viney not following at all right now. He's got himself in good position. The moment the door opens, he's going to attack.
I'm impressed with Towers, man. We had him, I think, outside the top 10. He's up to 6th. He wants at least top 5 if he can get Shelley. So Gavin Towers on that familiar number 15 starting to make moves. And again, everyone knows every position might matter when it comes to a title at the end of the week. But they're all chasing this man, the 41, Dax Bennick, on the Monster Energy Yamaha Star Racing machine. Bennick was a real hotshot here in his younger days, 50s and 65s, 85s. It kind of fell off for a little bit when he moved up to the big bikes. Had a couple of bad years, but last year he finally got it back under control, started winning motos and titles again, and he's just carrying that momentum forward here into Pro Sport.
You know, I just mentioned to Kellen a second ago while you were talking to Jack, you know, Bryce was carrying a heavy load out front.
A lot of pressure.
You can defend at the area, you can defend at the regional against those guys. Now you're defending the other 41 best, okay? And Bennick knew that. All these guys knew that. They were just waiting for the moment. They were going to push the issue. No question. They were going to force the pace to see how fast your leader could run. And force a mistake, maybe not, but that's exactly what happened.
Maybe force some arm pump.
That was a heavy load to bear for Bryce Shelley up front.
So he's in 6th now after leading early. Did he whole shot? Was it Bryce Shelley with the whole shot in this one?
No, I believe that was, trying to find the name again, but it was the 37 machine that actually got the whole shot in this one. That was, oh wow, way down there in 32nd now. Mitchell France got that whole shot, so rough ride after that one.
But Shelley had control through the commandments. You know, there it was early on. So now you're carrying the pack. So
definitely carried that load, like you said. So Bennett continues to lead at the tune of 12 seconds over Parker Ross, who did take over that second position from Noah Viney a couple laps ago. Avery Long now into 3rd. Towers now around Shelley into the top 5. Behind Shelley, we got Finnis, Evan Ferry, Julian Beaumare, and Lux Turner rounding out the top 10. This is a stacked field right here.
Man, it's incredible. Now look at this. I can't even believe when I'm saying this. Mitchell Zaremba, 21st position this late in the
some
race.
Legit riders.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You know Zaremba. Listen, that guy takes his shirt off, looks like Stallone. You know, looks good. Young Stallone, let's put it that way, okay?
I don't know.
Anyway.
If Stallone's had enough work done, he probably still looks like that.
He still looks like it. Him and Schwarzenegger. But Zaremba brings it. You know, traditionally good starts, that kind of thing. Always applying the pressure. Back here, mired in the pack. Look at this. Ben LeMay, Leo Tucker, Brad West, Noah Shurden back there with him. These guys are battling. Like I said, for top 20. You think there's not a race going on? Every one of these guys doesn't want to say 20-something.
Trying to see if there's been a change here with Viney. Let's keep an eye on this. It was. Yeah, so Long has moved up to 3rd, and I think Viney has gone down. Yes, Viney has gone down. Viney's back up, but he just lost a ton of spots. Long is around him for 3rd. Towers is around him for 4th. Mark Finnis, man, what a comeback for him.
Are you kidding?
He's up to 5th, and then I saw Shelley and Viney now back to 7th. So Viney had that 3rd place spot, but a bad lap there at 2:08, and he had done a 2:01 before that. This must have been a crash, because now Noah Viney back to 7th.
How far back was Finnis?
Yeah, he was pretty far back there, maybe even out of the top 10.
He was out of the top 10. I was questioning 15, to be honest with you. Wow, and there's Heath Harrison, man. He's hovering right there outside that top 10. He said, you know what, I'm just waiting to warm up. There's all kinds of time left, 6 minutes, he said.
Okay, that's what he needed.
I haven't seen a 2-lap card yet, he said. Okay.
He's looking for the 1 hour
Yeah,
card.
the 1 hour card.
Yeah. 1 hour to go. We're
Okay,
good.
time to attack.
Yep. Been pacing myself.
Another name is Julian Beaumer. He just did a
Right.
2-flat .2. He's going faster than 4 of the riders in front of him. Everybody else around him's going slower. So Beaumer, he's trying to make a late charge to maybe get in the top 5 of this one.
Man, this thing is delivering, Weege. We knew it was going to be good. You know, we sit up here, we look at the sheets, the entries, we talk about who did what at the areas and the regionals. But this thing is playing out. You couldn't write it like this. Okay, it's playing out like a theater play.
Well, I mean, you were mentioning names down the order. Look at Preston Baseflug, who's 16th. He just raced a national last weekend when was in the points. And now he's 16th in this moto. Obviously not the best start to his day. Maybe
Wow.
going down, but again, just a rough ride right there.
I can honestly say the words Derek Leatherman, 38, have never come out of my mouth.
No, this is a
I
front
can honestly
runner.
say that.
Yeah, he's been a front
Are
runner
you
before.
kidding me? You know, Jaden Clough, 40th. You know, those are things we just want to say. Now, he had a bike issue, right? Yeah, they pushed his bike off. But besides that, take a look back here. Eddie Nord, Pascal, these guys, like I said, fighting to get in the top 20.
That's Pro Sport for you. It is stacked. I'm watching a battle back here. Viney's back going, and he is clinging. He is clinging to the 7th place spot with Beaumer right behind him. Beaumer trying to make the move as they go over the finish line jump, the triple, and then the tunnel jump. And for Beaumer, 8th place, and he wants to be a player for this title. 8th's not going to get it done. He's looking to make at least one more pass.
Well, I'll tell you right here on Racer TV, we're taking a look at Mark Finnis. Looks like he just got around Gavin Towers, I believe, for that 4th spot. So he's made it all the way up to 4th now. 158.6 last time by. Still going quite a bit faster than Parker Ross in front of him. Finnis might have a shot at a podium here.
I got to tell you, this tells the story. You guys watching Racer TV, wheel to wheel just a moment ago, within a corner, a 10 bike length advantage. That's how quick a small mistake turns into a big mistake. And when I say a mistake, I don't mean a misshift or run off the track. I mean a simple bobble, maybe drift a little wide in the corner, get out in the deep stuff. You know, Kellen, where you don't get that drive. You know, just something small. That's the result right there, my friend.
Well, that's exactly what happened to Gavin Towers through that sand corner. He just stuffed it into that sand a little bit, and suddenly Finnis is long gone, not even right in front of him anymore.
Right. You know, it's such a tricky balance, and it sounds funny, but you have to float on the surface down here. You have to get that drive forward, but if you get that heavy hand, if you apply that throttle too hard, you're going to dig through that surface, you're going to lose that forward momentum, and lose all that drive and horsepower.
All right, we're running down time here. We got 3.5 minutes left in this, so we should be seeing that 2-lap board out there here. It looks like it already.
Yes, good call, Kellen. Yes, 2-lap card is out for the leaders.
That 2-lap board out front, and we're still looking at some of these battles a little bit further down the order. But Avery Long, Parker Ross, Mark Finnis, Gavin Towers, that is your top 5.
And look at Benny checking in. I'm sure Long is the same for him. 2 minutes. You know, 2-lap card and still running a 2-minute lap, okay? That's what the preparation is. These guys have heard me say it every year. Jeannie Carmichael told me one time, Mega, if you can't do 30 minutes, now we just now changed this race to 25 minutes, so she's telling me for 20-minute races. If you can't do 30 minutes at race pace, if you're not prepared to fight for 30 minutes, stay home. Don't waste your parents' money. Go to the Caribbean. Okay, do something else that week. But don't waste your parents' money if you can't do 30 minutes. And this is a testament to that, because after 25, that's going to be about 27 minutes, these guys still running almost as fast as lap 1. As fast as their best lap, let's put it that way.
Right. Well, I mean, that's one thing that a lot of pro riders say is the one thing you can control is your own fitness. You know,
Yes.
a lot of things out of your control, bike issues, whatever. If you're in shape, though, that's the one thing that you can control and keep yourself in this race all the way to the bitter end. So definitely seeing as we get into the later stages of this one, who's got that shape in them still all the way down to the checkered flag.
I tell you, Bennick still has that. Bennick still has just a bit of a gap. You know, all he needs, he's going to pick up the white flag this time around. So outside of a huge swap or bobble, I was going to say. And you know what? He just proved me wrong. He said, watch this, Mega. He throws a big swap force, pulls it back underneath of him. But again, he has to make a substantial mistake right now. He has to actually hit the deck. If he doesn't make any other mistakes, he should be able to put this one home. But anything can and will happen down here at the ranch. Still got to pick up that white flag, 1 to go.
Yep, white flag looks like it is about to come out for our race leader. There it is, changes over. Daxton Bennick taking the white flag out front. So he is out front still to the tune of about 10 seconds. Avery Long, Parker Ross, Mark Finnis, and Gavin Towers right there in the mix. So we're going to see if any of these positions in our top 5 change on this final lap, as a few battles still remain close. But it looks like we may have it pretty much locked in at this point. Maybe Parker Ross still trying to hang on to Avery Long for that 2 spot.
You know what? Parker Ross is not going to let go. The gap is small. And again, pressure, last lap. These guys are spent right now. These guys have been suffering, Kellen. We talk about that all the time. We talk about arm pump. A couple of them were lucky enough. They did not get arm pump. Almost everybody there rode through it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We're seeing late in this race exactly what you mean right there is who's got that last little push towards the end. They're not burned out just yet. They can maybe put in one of those 2 flats like we've been seeing on this last lap and steal a position late. Like, look at Beaumare here, just lit up the board. 2:01.1. Gavin Towers at a 2:04.7 right in front of him.
Wow.
Seconds between them. Could be something that we see at the flag changeover.
Wow, that would be incredible. And how many times have we seen the Bermuda Triangle, that final left-hand 180, wreak havoc on the white flag lap, man? So we've seen races literally won and lost in that corner on the white flag.
Absolutely. All right, we are coming down here to the very end of this one as Daxton Bennick is going to bring us around here in just a few moments. Looks like he's going to be working down through that sand section in the backside of the track one last time. Get a little bit of love from the crowd here at Loretta Lynn's and leave here potentially with this first moto win to start the week off right at the ranch.
Yeah, got a few corners to go. We're not those guys. We're not going to call it till we see it for sure, Kellen. I love it. But listen, validation right here, my friend. Stamp it.
Especially not a good start, too. He had to come through guys a little bit, work through some of his competition. Definitely made a statement in this moto, and this is what he's going to reward himself with as a moto win.
Every one of these guys in the top 10, let me tell you something, we're still in championship contention. That's the bottom line. We're going to see a different start in Moto number 2. We're going to see a different start in Moto number 3. We've got easily 15 winners in this pack. So listen, we got a long way to go, and it's my opinion, if you're inside the top 10, you're still alive.
Absolutely.
To be quite honest with you.
Well, we've seen much weirder results than just inside of the top 10 win overalls here at the ranch. So
you bet.
100%. Avery Long does hold on for that 2 spot by 1.8 seconds over Parker Ross in the end, completing our top 3 positions.
Yeah, Deluxe Turner able to hold on to that 10th spot. Heath Harrison said, yeah, it's only going to get warmer this week, son.
This week is long.
Exactly.
It's a very long week at the ranch.
Exactly. So checking in, Gavin Towers, Julian Bomer. Going to round out the top 6. Bryce Shelley hangs on for that 7th position. Fantastic ride by that young man. Did exactly what he needed to do. I will promise you that guy's still alive in championship contention for sure.
Well, he had to work his way back there, remember? Outside of the top 10, about halfway through this moto.
You better believe
all the way to the flag. Look, got within 0.7 of a second to Gavin Towers for that top 5 position at the flag. Very close.
I've never seen that kid quit. And I want to tell you, no, not by any means. And did a fantastic job a few weeks ago outdoors. Amazing debut, so good job by Bryce Shelley.
So finishing up behind our top 10, well, it looks like Harrison did actually leapfrog Luxor.
Oh, okay, great.
So he did beat him.
I told you that last lap.
It's a long race, friends. Long week at the ranch. So Heath Harrison steals it from Lux Turner, Jacob Hayes, Matty Jorgensen, Preston Baseflug, Keegan Rowley, all inside of the top 15 right there. And it looks like they lapped all the way up to the 21st in this one. Jackson Pascal lapped out.
And you know that's what happens when you're feeling the flow. You get on the train, Kellen. Here we go, man. The momentum's rolling for everybody. That lead pack just really separates yourself. Well, then the guys behind them say, we want to be the lead pack too. You know, so they take off, and man, this thing delivered. Everything we absolutely thought we were going to see in our Pro Sport, Open Pro Sport.
Yeah, it definitely sets us up for a really, really great week of racing here in this Pro Sport division at the ranch.
All right, we're going to take it to the podium here. Dax Bennick strong enough to even throw the bike up on the stand. Didn't even need a drink of water. That was a great 25-minute performance by him. Let's hear it for Daxton Bennick with the moto win. We had a little work to do, a couple passes to make. First, tell me about the start there in the opening laps.
Yeah, the start is really dry this year. I got a lot of wheel spin off the gate, and yeah, I think I was maybe 7th, 8th, and which kind of helped me get my intensity up the first couple laps, so I knew how to get to the front. And then once I got there, I just tried to find good lines and settle in. This track's really gnarly today.
Yeah, you were telling me, it's a little different than you expected?
No, not different. I've been here a lot, but just compared to the pro race, like just develops so much differently, and it's a lot slower pace, so you have to really take your time and stay after your break.
Makes sense. All right, who do you want to thank?
The Lord Jesus Christ for keeping me safe, my mom, my dad, my whole family for coming out and watching me, my great-grandma, grandma, and my grandpa. So thank you guys, and the whole Moto Star Racing Yamaha team, Swanee, Jensen, everyone at the Goat Farm to make this possible and let me even race a couple of those outdoor rounds. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah. Gold medal in Open Pro Sport. Let's hear it for Dax Bennick. Well done. Had to make some passes. Now you go cool off. He definitely earned that one. Second place in that is going to be another Yamaha rider. We'll talk to Avery Long, who took the number 2 spot, and I believe it was Parker Ross in third. And we have a Stasic Whole Shot Award to hand to Mitchell France, if he's around as well, and we'll give him a Whole Shot Award. So many big names coming through traffic, including this man. Let's hear it for Avery Long. You worked pretty hard for that one?
Yeah, I pulled a terrible chip. Got a bad start, but fought our way up to second. I mean, can't ask for much more with a start like that. So hopefully next time I got a good gate pick now. So hopefully I can get a good start and run up there with Dax.
Who do you want to thank, Avery?
Yeah, I'd like to thank the whole NSA Yamaha team, Ed, Danny, Jake, my mechanic Hayden, Moose, 100%, Bell, Monster Army, Alpine Stars, just everybody in my corner, my mom and dad, and my aunt and uncle for coming out and watching. Thank you guys so much, and thank you to all my other sponsors very much.
Let's hear it for our runner-up, Avery Long. Awesome, thanks Avery. And third place, we had a bunch of Honda riders battling it out. I believe it was the number 12 who ends up taking that one. Also, if Mitchell France is around, that is our Stasic Whole Shot Award winner. Come on up. Right on, Mitchell. Thanks, dude. All right, Whole Shot Award and a $100 gift card going to Mitchell France. Hey, you pull a Holy in Open Pro Sport. That's no joke, dude.
Yeah, I did it back at Minios last year too, so it's definitely nerve-wracking being up there.
Yeah. How'd the rest of your moto go?
I need conditioning. I work 40 hours a week, so I don't ever get to ride my bike except for the weekends.
That's tough. Who do you want to thank, Mitchell?
I want to thank the Lord Jesus Christ for keeping me safe out here. I want to thank JPD Construction, OGs, my mom and dad, Rosno Power Sports, MFR Racing, Hoosier Tires for allowing me to hook up so well, and Total Performance Graphics, Turbo Speed Tuning, and Rider Power Sports. Everybody for helping me. Thank you.
All right, let's hear it for Mitchell France with your Whole Shot. The working man doing it against the kids. And another rider coming through the pack, hard earned for the number 12. Parker Ross is third. You happy with that one? You had to make some passes. You were riding hard.
I mean, I didn't get a very good start, so I ended up on pump, but I was in second and just struggled midway through the moto and then found my groove again. Almost caught Avery at the end, but shout out to those guys. They're riding really good. And just need to work on a couple of things out there, but overall, I'm pretty pumped to be third for where practice was, so I'm stoked.
Awesome. Who do you want to thank, Parker?
I want to thank my mom and dad. I can't thank them enough. The whole SLR team, Mark, my mechanic Sean, Adam, Carlos, Fly, Monster, Alpine Star, ODI, Throttle Syndicate, Dunlop, and everybody else. Thank you so much.
There it is, Parker Ross, your bronze medalist in Moto 1. Awesome. All right, that's going to do it for Open Pro Sport. I will send it back up to the tower.